So I need to declare my position here. Stephen Mulliner was the chair of the WCF GC Rules Committee. He came to the end of his second term and looked around for a gullible person, and I innocently, he asked me about it, oh yeah, I suppose so. And so I suddenly find that he has stepped off the committee and I have been put in his place. So I'm on the World Croquet Federation GC Rules Committee, and I correspond daily with John van der Touw as we are working on the 7th edition of the GC Rules Committee. Hey, don't hold your breath. Yeah, I mean, you know, there's no publication date, no nothing, but we know, you know, there's some areas that John and I and the others on the committee we want to fine tune. No great dramas that I'm aware of at the moment, but it's work in progress, and that's I have a passion for helping players understand the GC rules. Part of that passion, I was showing Vicky, I've produced a set of PowerPoint presentations that are on the World Croquet Federation website. You've probably seen them, Peter. A study pack designed for players who would like to understand the rules better. And I was prompted to do it because the World Croquet Federation said there are small countries without any examining referees. So they need something to help their players understand the rules better. So that's there as a resource. However, I'm not taking you through that. I have been posed, thank you Rob, with a series of questions which I understand from Rob are posed by referees in Australia. I'm proposing that I go through those with you, and if they seem a bit unnecessary, blame Rob please, not me, but I just accumulated them. We can gloss over them, and I do, funnily enough, have one or two cue cards that I can share as a result. Now, how good can you read that from there? Is that okay? Okay, Marky, can you see it? Okay, yeah. So if it's too difficult, because the writing is a little bit small, I know. So, what are the consequences of the failure to give offside direction? Point 1, and should players declare themselves offside? And comments on it. Okay. So what's the consequence of failure to give an offside direction?
And that's by the people who
So I'm playing against Roy. Okay, my ball is offside. Okay, I haven't actually realised it's offside. But Roy runs the hoop, and I've got a ball that's offside. He's run with blue, and my offside ball is red, and I haven't realised that it's offside. I'm afraid.
That's why I run the hoop.
Because I'm a very poor player, so I play my red. I get the hoop, yeah. So what's the so he hasn't. I haven't said, oh, my ball's offside. And Roy hasn't realised that my ball's offside, so what should happen? Play on?
No one. Well, if he notices it, then you need to take your ball.
So he can still say, because he hasn't played his other ball, he can still, no, you don't get your hoop. Okay, so actually conveying this to the general player, I've found quite a coaching challenge. So I've developed these cue cards, and they're two-sided. So can we concentrate on this side first? And, right. So this card. So this is a teaching aid, a coaching aid. This side is about when an offside direction can be given. The question was about failure to giving offside direction. So let's see when it can be given. So time moves from left to right, and blue played in turn A and runs the hoop in order. Roy ran with blue and all the other balls, both his black and my red and yellow, they're all offside. Yes, of course, whether he should have run when black was offside is another tactical question. But for teaching purposes, we've defined here that all the other balls are offside. Okay? Now, we have the potential for turns B, turn C, and turn D. So let's look at turn B. That's me playing. So I play my red, and it runs the hoop. Well, we know that Roy can still give offside direction because it's within the green line. Can you see how that green line extends all the way up to the moment Roy plays black? So he has, even though I finished and he's taken his stance and he's wafting his mallet over the ball, he can still, oh, hello, what went on there? And he can then, sorry, you're going to have to play that again from the penalty area that he designates. So that's the red ball. Let's, because we're coming to an interesting one in a moment. So what about his offside black ball? Well, I can direct that until I play my red. So I've got quite a short window.
Is that before or after he tells you that you're offside and you've got to go and play your red legitimately?
Any time. But no, only up to there.
No, his point is, I think that you played red and
Yep.
the hoop,
Yep.
and then Roy realised, hang on,
Yep.
I'm going to direct you to play it from the penalty spot.
Yes, okay.
So at this stage, when you haven't hit it from the penalty spot, you
Right.
can still direct black.
No, because I have played once here.
The shot's not a null?
No.
I'd be
Do you think it's nulled?
No, I'd be provocative.
Yeah, right. Okay. So, okay. We're enjoying this. We're enjoying this. I don't know whether the rest of you are, but we are. Okay. Can I bear in mind that I'm coaching here people who are trying to understand the offside rule, rather than. Yeah. Okay. All right. But can I move on?
Yeah.
Are you happy?
So you're saying the answer is you've already had your opportunity and it's gone.
Exactly. Yeah.
For black.
Now I'm gonna you've twisted my arm. I need to have a look at the rules and double check. That's my instinctive answer.
Yeah, move on.
Okay, thank you. And maybe Peter, you can correct me afterwards.
No, but I mean the moral of this is,
Yeah.
once someone runs a hoop, you should look around and
Yeah, absolutely.
without waiting.
Yeah, without waiting. Yeah. Okay, so black can be directed until red has played. What about yellow? How interesting. So that can be directed by Roy. My offside yellow can be directed again until he plays his black.
So by playing black, he's basically said, I'm happy with
That-
where you're
yes,
ball lies,
yeah.
if he doesn't tell him to.
Yes, yeah. He's lost the opportunity to direct. Even though we may all suddenly say, oh, that yellow was offside. Yeah, okay.
Is it direction only to take it to a penalty area? Is it a direction to say leave it where it is?
It is not a direction to say leave it where it is.
So you
It's
can revoke
only
that.
so it's only a direction which is go to the penalty area.
So if you say leave it where it is, but you change your mind, you can change it.
I would need to double check that. Any
thought
any
you
help?
could change your mind.
No, thank you. I'm getting a little hint here from Peter because
Direction to say stay where you
Well,
are.
that was the question.
But you're not allowed to give a direction to stay where you are, so therefore
Yes,
it
you
wasn't
can.
a direction.
Why
No,
don't you give
the
a direction?
initial answer
You
was
just said you can't.
It's not a direction.
okay. So let's at least establish what is certain, which is that sending someone to a penalty area is an offside direction. Saying you can play from where you are is not an offside direction. Okay. Now, Peter, I just need your help here.
Sorry, keep going.
Okay, we can come back to that if it's important.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure of that. I don't know whether you call it direction, but if you make a decision to say
Yep.
stay where you are,
Yeah,
then you can
that's my instinct. I would just need to double check. Okay, Roy's found it. And what's the answer? What's the answer? Okay, yeah, okay. This is fun, isn't it? When we get, we can always find the copy. Show it while that's happening. Let's move on to the other side. Okay.
May not change that decision. They ask the offside opponent.
Right. Sorry, Pam, just a moment. I'm going, if you could decide on your own while we're looking on the other side of the card. Okay. So the hypothesis here is that blue has run the hoop, my ball is offside, red is, and blue has given an offside direction. But for one reason or another, I ignore it. Perhaps maybe I didn't hear it, maybe there was a thunderstorm and we came off the court and then came back 20 minutes later and I forgot, whatever. So I play my red from the offside position, but I play it before the offside direction has been given. Now, the period when the offside direction can be given is all the way there. So, blue-black may give or repeat the offside direction after all the balls moved by red are replaced and any points scored are cancelled. So this is intending to define what happens in that situation where somebody ignores the offside direction or it hasn't been given. Okay, I'm fed up with offside. But I hope this is helpful. Yes, thank you. Have you got the answer?
Well, I wanted to point out here that the first basic rule, 842, is about asking the
Yes.
opponent
Yeah.
if they want to make an offside decision.
Yes.
That's the thing. Before an offside player plays a stroke, it may ask the offside opponent to decide if it wishes to give an offside direction. Do you wish to give it?
So that's mine.
That's mine.
Yes, that's right.
That's mine. It doesn't imply you should.
The offside opponent is to announce that decision promptly, i.e. you can say, no, I don't want to give a decision.
Don't want you to
I want to give a direction. Yeah.
At this time, or that's it? Yeah. You've lost it.
I think you have to answer it as soon as they have
They
asked.
may not change that decision.
That's if they've been asked.
If they've been asked. Yeah.
In relation to point 2 up there.
Yeah. So should players declare
What you
themselves?
want me to do?
Okay. So could we have a vote, please? No, it's not a vote. So you're playing in an international competition against me, and your ball's offside, and the score is 6-all, deciding hoop, and if you win, Australia wins the whole of the tournament, so all bets are on. Would you declare yourself offside? If you were, would you expect me to declare myself offside if I were offside? You wouldn't declare?
Yeah, I would.
You would? You would?
I would.
You would?
I usually would.
Usually would. Yeah.
I was a biggie.
Okay. Thank you. That's just, and thank you for your honesty too. So, in coaching, from a coaching point of view, we are promoting the owning up to the offside because it leads to so much angst if we go the other way. But you would be quite correct in saying the rules do not require it. Yeah.
The other factor is that in association croquet,
Yeah.
if you get a lift, you don't
Yeah.
let your opponent know that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I find that inconsistent,
Right.
and I feel as though it's up to your opponent to
Right.
figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Part of the nature
Yeah.
of the game.
And this was when I had an early discussion with Stephen Mulliner on precisely this point.
Yeah.
His life, he was then the chair of the GC World School. So the nature of the game is we're all meant to be alert to the tactical situation, and so he wasn't willing to consider making it that you must declare your own ball offside. Whether that changes or not, I'm not sure, but yeah. Thank you.
So when I played recently,
Yep.
I was kind of like on the line.
Yeah. Huh.
And so I asked the referee
Yep.
whether I was offside
Good,
or
good.
not.
Yep.
And she came to me later and said, you don't have to ask that question.
Okay. Right. So you don't have to ask because
she
you said it
asked-
was because you said it was on the line.
Well, I wasn't, I mean, 'cause it was, yes, that's right. Like I was sort of saying, I might be offside.
Right. Okay. I'm surprised with the referee's
Yeah.
advice that
And
he
then
gave
she
you a
got this
subsequent.
wrong then because
Ah.
once I'd played
Well.
my
Okay.
shot, she said then the opportunity was over
I see. Right.
rather
Okay.
than the next person
Okay.
having to play as well.
Okay.
So that's learning.
All right. Well, hey, we're all referees, not all referees, but a lot of referees here, and I, for one, have got things wrong. So, yeah,
So it is
we're not
appropriate
perfect.
to ask the referee.
But it's absolutely appropriate, particularly when it's close to the line, because you'll all know it has to be clearly beyond the line. If there's any doubt, it's onside. Yeah. Okay.
If you say I'm offside,
Yes.
do you want to give me a direction?
Yep.
And they choose not to. They don't have until they play their black.
No.
to
No.
change
No.
their
No.
mind, do
No.
they?
No. No.
So they can't take back my brilliant red shot.
Oh, quite.
Because if I don't say anything and play a brilliant red shot, they can say, oh, you were offside.
No, can't do that.
If I haven't said I'm offside.
Yeah, so because he's asked for direction.
And he's played his shot before he's been
Oh,
given.
no. He's asked for direction. Surely you're going to wait until you've had. So, and the direction must be given straight away. You can't say, so Mark asked me for direction. I can't say, I'll wait until you've played and then tell you.
So this arose in the game we were playing here, and
Right.
I was the person who was asked,
Right.
and I was discussing with my partner
Yep.
whether we should direct them or not,
Yep.
and Kevin played his ball.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
He was right down the other end of the court.
I think he's behind you.
Okay. And Kevin played his ball. And,
Naughty Kevin. That's what I said.
That's what led to this. And then after he played his ball, I said, well, actually, I can still send you offside because I hadn't given you a direction.
Yeah.
Or a direction to place it. And he said, well, you took
So-
it wrong.
Yeah. So it's the reverse of that card.
In In
Yeah.
what situation would someone, if I said to you, oh, what do you want to do? Do you want to give me an offside direction? Why would your opponent say no? Would that ever happen?
Yeah, oh yes.
Yeah.
So supposing my ball is tucked behind the peg, hasn't got any shot at all at the next hoop, then they may say, yeah, thank you, leave it where it is. That is not an offside direction.
All right, but can they, instead of saying, no, I'm not giving you an offside direction, can they just say you can leave it where it is?
That's what everybody would say.
Yeah,
They would say, play from there.
yeah.
Okay.
And once they say that, they can't change.
Well,
Well, that's what.
Well, you can
That's what they
change.
said.
They've been asked for an
Have a
offside
look at the
direction
rules,
and
I
they haven't been given
Well,
one.
it's not a fair,
Therefore-
it's not reasonable, Ian.
Therefore,
to
they
do it the
can't
other way.
give a direction
So I'm
later.
not prepared.
No.
to
Right,
overrule
okay.
that reasonable.
Do you know, I think I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to draw a line. This is great fun. Great fun, but I've got
You're not going to do it.
I've got gate ball to look forward to. What I would commend to you, because I know it's right, those cue cards do represent the policy, the rule as it stands. Okay. Well, what a great question. Thank you, Rob.
One final clarification though is if they play without you giving a direction, you can't make them replay the shot. You can send them to the penalty area.
Okay.
Or shot stand.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Well, you
Yeah.
don't make it replay.
Yeah. Because that isn't. That's the same as.
It used to be.
Of course. Yeah.
That's silly.
That's
That's silly.
But thank you, Peter. Thank you. That's another refinement. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, good. That's straight fun. Okay, so we're looking at faults now. And what does hampered mean? Crushes, touching balls, small close separation strokes, and lawn damage. Can I kill off a few of these quickly, and then because I'd like to go out on the court. So first of all, I'll deal with the last one first. What's the difference between the lawn and a court? It's really important. Sorry?
Inside the lines is the
court. Inside the lines is the court. Anything else is the lawn. In fact, courts are laid on lawns. So damage to the lawn is not a fault. Okay? Damage to the court surface may be a fault. It may have been caused by the ball, not a fault. It may have been a light scuff, such as I did the other day. Sorry, Canberra. It's not significant, not a fault. A significant degree of court surface damage is a fault, and the normal fault rules, fault penalties apply. Are we comfortable with that? Yeah, Rob?
That's part of the question, and
Oh.
I'm interested in, I think, from when I was in England, there was
Yeah,
a
yeah.
different interpretation there than was here as to how you would test for it.
Oh,
So we can do that when we go out.
Yes,
But if you demonstrate
I'll
what you
demonstrate.
would do to test,
Yep.
that would give us a commonality because different people do
Okay,
different
we
things.
have gone through a little loop on that in the last year. And we now have a very precise definition of how the significance test is to be carried out. So,
So when we played here in penance, Gary hit the ground, he went, oh, and stopped. We didn't know it was big. But how does that apply to this?
okay,
All right,
right,
so that is an offence against the behaviour rule. So for sensible reasons, we have a behaviour rule that says you are to allow your opponent, bleak referee, to assess the degree of damage. So So do pass on your coaching that it's an offence, and the result will be, at minimum, a warning, that naughty naughty, and any further offence against the behaviour rule, you maybe lose your next turn, and a further offence, you'll lose your match.
So it was called lawn damage.
Well, it should have been caught surface damage.
Well, nobody knows because he put his foot on it. So we really know,
But it was called lawn damage and
he kind of
Okay, so first of all, I'm being really
you
specific
know, I like
and pedantic because I'm on the rules committee. So differentiate, please, in your mind between lawn and court.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm assuming what you meant was it was court surface damage. Okay, and then the question was it a ball or the mallet? Probably the mallet, and like what you say. And if they stamp on it, they have offended against Rule 16. And they're at risk.
The fault is not actually the court damage, it's
You
actually
can't assess it.
the behaviour.
Indeed, yes. Now,
can't measure it.
Yes, I
yeah.
get it now.
So because you can't measure it, then the other alternative for the referee is to say, I'm annulling your stroke. So you did a fantastic jump shot, got through, won the game, but no, you've just stamped on, I can't assess, nobody can assess, we're going to annul that stroke. So it didn't happen, it comes back, you can play it again, can you get this 3-yard angled jump shot? Yeah, okay.
So it's not simply a warning, it's
There is, if
an
it's,
annulment of the stroke.
yeah, so,
Because I thought you would have.
so there you go.
I thought your opponent would have the choice. I thought
No,
it would
no,
be
no.
a fault, but it's not.
So it's so these, we have to differentiate between what is a fault. They have now transitioned from a fault to offending against the behaviour
So
rule.
the behavioural thing lets you annul rather than just warn or take away
Okay,
the
so the yeah, I'm just so there are 3 normal, what the referee will normally apply will be warn, potential loss of next turn, loss of match. However, if something's sufficiently serious, then there's another card that the referee can play, which is I'm annulling the stroke. And in this particular case, if they've run the hoop and that's sufficiently serious for me to say I'm annulling that stroke.
Right.
So what we were taught,
What they play here is doing what Gary did would be assumed by the referee that it was a fault, we would call a fault,
Okay.
which is not necessary. So you wouldn't get another shot.
We haven't
Just
got
that.
That's
that
in the rules.
Yeah.
There is that is going to be, I'm sure, a factor for consideration for the 7th edition.
And what we do is actually a worse
Yeah.
outcome for Gary because he doesn't get another shot.
No, he doesn't. Yes.
We
Yeah,
assume
yeah.
a fault rather than
But that's that, and if that's a local convention that you've written into your tournament regulations, good for you.
I don't think it's written into it.
Ah.
15.5 gives you the chance.
Okay. So, well, that's the other angle that countries. So the World Croquet Federation has issued a whole set of rules, but each individual country can then overlay that with yes, but this is how we are doing it in this country. And then when you come to our country and play in the World Croquet Federation, ladies final, whatever, it'll be the England tournament regulations which will be applied.
No, WCF.
And
If it's a WCF event, it's WCF rules.
yes, but the
Interpretation.
Not England.
thank you. Yes, thank you for correcting me. What I'm trying to convey is that you're right. I was misleading. There are WCF event regulations which will apply, but the interpretation of them, say for small separation strokes, may then rest on how the referees who will be local have learnt to interpret them. Oh, well, let's.
Specific example against me with Red
Do you mind? I am interested, but maybe for the benefit of everyone. Okay, all right. So I thought I was going to get away with that one very quickly. Okay. Okay. Let's go for one. Hampered. So so we're on to hampered. This is down to interpretation. There's no guidance given. So my interpretation is, yes, physically, mentally, all that counts. And follow through, if your follow through is hampered, then that's hampered. Is that, are you comfortable with that, Peter? Yeah, okay. So the broadest interpretation of hampered.
Having two balls
Yeah,
right
yeah,
next to each other,
yeah, yeah.
back swing's fine, your front swing's
fine. But it's just in your head, there's another
Yeah,
ball
there's
there.
another ball there.
So if you bevel,
Yeah,
that's a bevel.
or it could be a ball by your foot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, you go, oh, hello, this is not an unhampered stroke. I've now got other things.
Hampered as defined by who?
By the referee.
Opponent or the referee?
The referee, if called.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if not called,
No, okay, keep going.
then the opponent should have called the referee. Should have done before the shot.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Have we got away with that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do this one. Okay, so two balls. I've certainly had them with water between them, but you can easily envisage on wet ground, you get a clod of earth that has got attached to the ball, and there's a clod of earth between. Or it could be a grain of sand between the two balls. So the question is, are they touching? Anybody think they are touching?
Yes.
Oh. Okay. So the logic is, well, let's take a clod of earth because that's nice and dramatic. Okay, well that can be cleaned, can't it? And so we'll lift the ball up, take the clod of earth on, and put it absolutely precisely back where it was, as per GPS. It won't be touching the other ball.
When they made contact, it was.
Say again?
When they made contact and came to rest, it was.
No. When they came to rest, there was a clod of earth on one ball that was preventing this ball from touching that ball.
Part of that ball, in my view.
Yeah, we'd lift that ball off, clean it.
Too late. It's already been adjudged.
No, I'm the referee. You call me on. Is it touching or not? Okay, let's lift the ball, clean it, put it back. Oh, it's not touching. Same would be true for a grain of sand. Same would be true for a drop of water, and therefore they are not touching.
So the surface of one ball has to be touching
I
the
don't agree
surface
with
of
that.
the
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
You're starting to see where I got questions from.
So.
You're starting to see where I accumulated the questions from.
Okay. Right. All right. So we're left with crushes and distant balls. So right. I have a little something here which could be useful, but it's easier if we just do it round a table. So which one are we doing first? Crushes, hoop going? Oh, yeah, so could somebody just describe, Rob, what were you actually talking about there? So hoop running and going across the lawn after just running the hoop and the ball hasn't properly cleared the hoop.
Is it raining? Do we dash outside? And
Oh, okay, I was hoping to do it there, but
it's relevant to what...
okay, right. Okay.
You've moved the ball.
I have, deliberately. Yeah, okay, sorry. Okay, because that will be yep.
Yeah, so it is dependent.
Yep.
So we did some experimentation. He used to live. And so I'm trying to get out.
Yep.
The ball's going to go there.
Okay.
It's just hopefully just going to nick.
Okay.
So is that a crush?
Okay. In my mind, yes, but
So we did some
okay.
testing with.
Okay. So.
An Adrienne thing. Who
Before
was
you
the
play
person?
that shot, you want to make sure the carrots are down.
Okay. Do you want to just get so you can see? Yeah. Hello. Hello, Karen. Hi. Okay. So I think we will all agree, won't we, that when the mallet hits the ball has to compress and expand before it will move away. Actually, the mallet does as well, but let's not worry about it. So the ball has to compress and expand, and that is going to take a finite amount of time. And John van der Touw has done some work, and we have done some work in England, and we know that the time that the mallet is in contact with the ball is, let's keep it round terms, a millisecond, a thousandth of a second. So the human eye hasn't a prayer of identifying that millisecond. We do, however, have fast cameras, expensive, not your iPhone, not even the iPhone 17. They don't cover 1,000th of a second. So we will not trap this on a standard camera, but we can get high-speed cameras that'll do 8 frames in 1,000th of a second. And so therefore we can see, we have physical evidence of this compression and move away. And we can time that, and the scientific evidence is it's taken a millisecond. Now, that's magic. We now know if they're in touch for a millisecond, we know how far the mallet will travel in a millisecond if we state the speed of the mallet. Now, I can tell you that when I play that was about, I'm sorry, I've got to do it in miles an hour, you'll have to convert it, 22 miles an hour. We've got somebody who's got a speedometer for measuring objects, and he's measured. His swing, by the way, is 25 miles an hour. Okay, so that is going to be not bad, about half that, about 10 miles. What's 10 miles an hour in 15 kilometres an hour? Okay, all right, thank you. So we know from our basic physics, speed times time equals distance. Excellent. So speed, I know the speed, 15 kilometres an hour. I know the time, 1 millisecond, so I can do all the maths, and I can tell you that it will be in touch at 10 miles an hour. It will be in touch for 4 millimeters. So, at 5 miles an hour, nice and gentle, that's going to be in for about 2 millimeters. So, your GC refereeing manual has used the 2 millimeters as the judgment for whether a crash is going to happen or not. Because what we're judging here is that mallet going to be in contact with pink when pink hits the hoop? Yeah? Now, oh sorry, I've got a little device that I want to show off to you. Oh, you've got it. Thank you. Yeah, good. Okay. So, I don't know if you can get these in. Yeah. Okay. So, these, okay, so those are 1 millimeter. Yeah, beware, there are some thick ones. But the right ones are 1 millimeter. So we can judge 2 millimeters. 2 millimeters. Oh, not a problem. You're,
Wasn't a cross.
well, it would,
Depends how fast he
But he
swings the
wasn't
mallet.
doing 5 miles.
That's what
precisely. Yes, yeah. So, so here as a referee, we've got to start exercising some judgment about what angle did he play it at, what was the distance from there to there, and which was why, Rob, I tried to put it a little closer, because there, I would say he hasn't got a, oh, by the way, don't ever do that when you're refereeing, because, you know, I moved the ball, didn't I? So if I were doing this for against Reg Bamford, then I'd be looking down like that. I'd say, yeah, that's on the cusp of 2 mil. So go on, play that.
Oh, that's further in the hoop than it was before.
Yeah.
That's got no chance.
Crush.
That's a crush. Clear.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the ones we were talking about,
Well,
where you can
okay.
hit it hard enough to get across to the other hoop if you. If it's
Yeah.
sort of-
So let's.
So that's now a centimetre.
Yes, yeah. So should be good.
Should be okay.
Should be good.
Yep.
Depends a little bit on your follow through.
Yeah, same for stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And frankly, you are taking a risk, aren't you? And you know, I might have called that a crush. Yeah.
Yeah, 6-0 in the World Championships or whatever.
Yeah. So I hope what's come out of that is a little bit the importance of understanding what a crush is about. It's about the mallet. The ball has not had time to. The ball hasn't had time to leave the mallet before it hit something else, and that's where we've got.
Could I say, what about the line of swing and the angle of deflection?
Okay, all right. Now we're getting into some. Well, let's move up from the GCSE. Do you have those here? To the A level, for that, do you mind? I've got some stuff I'd like to show you indoors for that.
So
Is
just
that
before
okay?
you leave that, can I
Yep.
ask? Isn't there 2 aspects in happening here? One is, as you say, the compression time of that.
Yep.
Then the ball is going to hit the post.
Yep.
And it's going to change course.
Yes, yes.
At that point, the mallet's still coming through.
And then you're talking about the double tap.
Double
Then
tap.
yes,
And-
which you'll understand from the angle.
Which is okay.
Yes.
Double tap
Yeah.
rather than crash.
Yes.
Different conversation.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah.
All right.
That's good. Okay, let's go back.
Peter just says fault.
Sorry.
Peter just says fault.
You just say fault.
Oh yes, 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 yeah, yeah. No. But we do understand in our heads why. Yes, as a referee.
One of the worst problems we got from crushes in Australia is you're running the hoop and you're close to one leg.
Yeah.
And we tend to, if there's a big deflection, you call it. If there's a very little deflection, but possibly some.
Okay, and so my assessment would be very much upon what angle did I see the mallet playing at, and if I saw it playing at that, I would call that a fault on that basis. If I saw it playing at that angle, I'd be slightly concerned about double tap here, but I think I'd probably call it clean.
Playing towards where you've got the bigger gap,
Yeah.
then you've got a good chance
Yes.
of just getting it
Yeah.
through fairly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So differentiating. Right.
When I first saw the videos of those, I was amazed. Ball just shoots away.
So differentiating as a referee between is this a likely crush or is it a likely double tap is quite important because in this one the likelihood is of a crush. It doesn't rule out the potential for a double tap, but I'm actually initially looking for the potential for a crush. But let me just go take you indoors because I brought out that little portable lawn and it may be easy. So that is obvious. This is going to be trickier. Thank you. Okay, that's going to be trickier, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Intended to be marginal.
Yes.
And I'm really just trying to bring out the point that we as referees have to do the judgment.
Yes.
But being aware, I'm looking to see whether that is going to be a crush or not. Okay, but now I'm going to tell you.
Will it depend a little bit about how the ball deflects?
Yes. But I'm going to be far more influenced by the angle that I saw being played by the man. But, okay, I'm now telling you that ball is touching this upright. So I've suddenly changed the rules here. So previously it wasn't touching, but was just off. Okay, now blue is actually touching. So what's the effect? Has to be played away. Yeah.
Because it doesn't have to be a crush, but it has to be played away.
Exactly. Because, well, yes. So the rule writers have realised. The rule writers have realised. So let's just make it a bit more obvious. It's touching there. Okay. That doesn't matter how you play it. There is going to be an instant of time where the mallet, the ball, and the upright are in contact, all in contact at the same time. Less than a millisecond, be a microsecond, but there is going to be a moment in time when they're all touching. So to avoid, so you'd never be able to play it against the hoop. Hence we have the rule that says, well, if it's touching, then it must be played away.
But then you're going to do a double tap.
Oh, possibly. Yes. Yeah, it doesn't, but yeah, it could be like that.
But if you've got it touching this way,
Yep.
then
That's right.
as long as you...
Yeah, is that
as long as
touch?
that leads
Yeah.
that way,
Because it's already
Is
touching here,
that
there has to
not-
be 3 points at one point in time.
yeah.
But that,
You're
that
going to avoid
usually
the crush,
exists.
but you risk doing the double tap on the other
Because
side.
I thought you could avoid if you're not playing that way, you're playing, yeah.
I hear what you're saying. 'cause it-
Okay, so let's just keep the point I'm driving for is that if those are touching, this must be played away, otherwise it is an immediate fault, whatever happened on this side.
Can I ask a question on that? If more than 50% of the ball is through and it's touching, then I'm playing
You are
away, even if I
you are
play
playing
it
away. You are playing away
It
by
might
playing
be very
through.
close to the 50%, but I'm still safe
You
playing
are
through.
playing the ball away from the hoop.
Yeah.
And you're playing up to the net too. Brilliant.
Anything less than a 90-degree angle.
Yeah, no, should be good. Yeah, I mean, I suppose, yeah, it's hard to
Say
do.
to
but-
the referee, this is my 90 degrees, this is my
89
point 47 up. Play.
Hey,
I'm clear.
as long as you play along that up. Okay. So I wanted just to reinforce for you this particular rule about playing away. Now, because I'm with referees generally, of course, that would be playing away. So I'm playing away. And I don't know whether it happens do you have that sweep slot in Australia?
Yeah, plus the down with the period.
Yeah, the Piri Poke, yeah, okay. So we need to be aware, don't we, that there are different ways of playing, and we've just been talking about the risks of double taps on here. So let me now move the ball that way, and supposing the mallet comes up like that, then there won't be a double tap, because you've moved the mallet above the ball.
How do you do it?
Sorry?
How do you do that? It's great.
A bit of practice. Okay, so it's a lift up. Lift the mallet up.
Referees
Okay.
won't be happy with that.
Just make sure it's the face of the mallet head
Yeah,
that
well,
hits the ball, not any of the edge bits.
Brilliant, yeah, because otherwise it's a bevel, it's a hampered stroke because you're right by the hoop, and therefore it would be a fault if you. Okay, all right. Is that in? How are we doing?
We're going good. We're going
Okay.
about an hour to
Can we,
go.
can we just do one more because it's
Oh, go on.
been in the news
Yes.
lately? So
Oh, I know the one.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, please do. Yeah, carry on. Keep going. Yeah.
You're playing blue. Playing red. These balls are in contact, and what happens is it goes like that. So troops, is that a fault?
Yes.
Why?
Because I got told it was referred through the ball, one ball through the other ball. So,
Two balls together?
I believe it is.
no.
No.
It could be a double tap.
Isn't there a crush?
Yeah, we're asking whether it's a crush fault.
But your ball is
So-
on the move.
There's something in the rule.
No, not all that.
There's a rule that says if they start in contact,
they're
you
all
can't crush.
in contact at the one time.
After the second ball can crush on the hoop.
Can you crush a
Yeah.
ball
You're not
to the
playing
ground?
the second ball.
No. The
So-
ball that you were touching.
Can I give you the simple answer? You cannot transmit a crush one ball to the other. So my answer to Peter's question is no, that is not a crush. Even though absolutely red is getting as crushed as an orange.
But the important point is that the leg, the blue ball, are touching, but the mallet head is not touching the blue ball.
Yeah.
That's it, no crush.
Yeah. And so if one reads the detail of the rule, the mallet has to be touching the blue ball for that to be a crush. So they can't be transmitted, which I think was wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you end up with that situation, you can just go.
Yeah. Deflect off. Yeah.
Okay.
All sorts of
Yeah.
bad things
So
could
we
happen
thought-
next.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
And blue would have to
Well,
get away
at
from
least,
it.
at least blue can come out here somewhere.
They can't crush the ball into the ground.
But
Okay.
if blue was next to play, blue would have to get away because it's against the hoop.
All right. I do want to get us back out having a.
The crushing is not the ball you're hitting. So
Do-
Helen Chalmers called that at the.
I do want to get us out there, but before we do, can I just introduce that? So we've just been doing some clearances, haven't we? The stop shot exercise where blue was trying to send red away and stay close to the hoop. And one of the risks that we discussed was the potential for a double tap to occur. Unlikely to be a crush, isn't it, at that distance, because blue will have moved away from the mallet and hit the red before having separated from the mallet. The issue is the mallet catches up again and sends them both forwards. So we have the potential for a double tap, and John Van Dow in the Australian refereeing manual has given some guidance for referees on how to judge whether a double tap has occurred. And I've got a few of these available. Yeah. Okay. Yes, I have to keep some for going to Adelaide. So. If there are any left, I'll have them back. Thank you. Okay. So I'm trusting that I'm not introducing anything new to you. This is the Australian Croquet Association guidance, which unfortunately, you'll have to assume that this is a yellow ball and this is a black ball. But let's see what we're talking about. And there are two sides to this. So could we go to the side that says ball separated by 2 millimetres or more? Make sure you're on the correct, thank you. Make sure you're on the correct side. So, what this is saying is that if the black ball hits the yellow ball, then this must go 8 times that distance. Yeah, are we comfortable? Yeah, all content? Okay. Now, because our croquet players are clever people, they don't always play in the centre line of that ball to that ball. So if they play at an angle, then this ball will go up there, but this ball will go off at an angle. Yeah? So we have the same play has happened, but now that has happened. So if the second ball travels more than 8 times this ball, yeah, gone through the window, then it will be clean. As I've laid it out there, that would be a fault. Yeah? So that's what your guidance is saying. And that applies to when these balls have separated by up to 45 degrees. 45-degree angle there. Mm-hmm. Yeah? Okay?
45 degrees from what is the...
From the point of contact there.
The point of contact between the two balls?
Yes.
Centre to centre.
Okay.
Line of centre.
Okay. Yeah, okay. You could say that's going from the centre of the yellow ball. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Normally, frankly, whether it's the centre of the yellow ball or the point of contact is not going to make a blind bit of difference. Okay. So those separate. Oh, okay. They've separated like that. That was obviously a fault. This hasn't gone 8 times that. Let me try and get a better separation. That was a fault.
Too much friction on that.
Ah, yeah, okay. So that is now separated at maybe 80 degrees. Yeah? So if the second ball, anything more than 60 degrees is almost always clean. And we've...
Provided they start far enough apart.
Yeah, your fern not being across, yes. Yeah. Okay, and we've just got this area in the middle of 45 to 60 degrees, and if it goes out there, it's 5 times, not 8 times. So whatever that distance is, that must have gone at least 5 times the distance of blue. Yeah?
Ian, is it clear, everybody's clear about you're not measuring down a straight line down the middle, you're actually measuring the distance the ball itself moves, which is in a different direction.
Thank you. Okay. Yep. If everybody content. So now we can switch on to the other side, and the other side is balls that are separated by less than 2 millimetres. So, same rules, but slightly different angles. So 8 times applies for up to 45 degrees, but now 5 times applies all the way around to 80 degrees when they're that close together.
And the angle's calculated from what point?
From the point of contact.
Contact.
Yeah. You could criticise my diagram, it's taken it from the point of, from the centre there.
No, it wasn't meaning to be critical.
But I don't, but frankly, on the court, it won't make the distances are sufficient for it not to matter.
think the angle's more difficult to judge than the distance.
Yes, excuse me a moment, thank you. In England we've actually designed some things to help referees and those who are learning to know what the angles are, because some of the folk I've coached haven't done physics or maths, and 60 degrees isn't a natural angle for them. Okay.
Well, normally they get confused as to which angle to actually measure.
Yes, yeah. So the centre line between there and there is the baseline. That's where we're measuring from. So
Aren't you measuring from the direction red is? To the direction, well, it goes up on the side.
Sorry?
Right.
Okay, so there's the centre line, that line there, and then we can see the 60 degree coming off there.
It's definitely what I thought. I would have thought what Ian said is right, and that is, you remember where that point is, red went there, and you're measuring that.
It's unlikely to go
Well, it's
there.
the same, well, it's always this won't go off there, because when that hits there, this will always go along the centre line between those two. It's physics. It does. It does. Okay, so it will always go on there. Okay, can't go off there, and therefore, yeah, you are measuring on that line. Okay. Woo. Okay. Wouldn't it be fun to go and have a go? Could I suggest go in pairs, maybe a referee with a non-referee. What we're going to do, I'm just inviting you to take a ball and a pair. One person plays the ball in the hoop, and the other person is the referee. So let's put your mallet in line there. Let's see how closely black gets to it. Okay. It has gone off a bit, hasn't it? In which case, I would be measuring the angle.
I've got a protractor. I haven't had to pull it out yet.
Right, yes.
But if they're touching,
But it's the point of contact where you start.
Yes.
if they're touching, it should go to where black is.
Oh, it's clean, yeah. Now, there's something about this lawn here, because it's rolling.
Yeah, it gets to the scarifications.
Yeah, because the physics, it can't be more than 90 degrees.
No, that's
It
right.
cannot be. So, anyway,
Right,
yeah, good.
around here
That was very clean to me. Yeah, so what was that? That was, I would...
You thought 45 degrees?
So let's go do it again. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you don't worry about what the angle you're playing at. It's the deflection that's tuned. Let's have a look. Okay. Oh, I mean that's clean. Yeah, that was almost 80 degrees there, isn't it? Yeah. Okay.
So it's interesting.
But be careful, because can I just try so. So I'm trying something that's pretty close to 1 or 2, 1 mil. Okay. Okay. So,
Would that be clean?
well, has brown gone 5 times more than green? No, fault. Yeah. So that was what I was trying to bring out. Frankly,
Despite
you can't.
that angle being...
They were very close together, weren't they?
Yes.
So 5 to 1, up to 80 degrees. That's not 80 degrees. So from there to there,
Probably 75.
yeah, 75, something like that. So not good enough. But it's a judgment, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a judgment, but the judgment is helped because we got this 5 to 1 rule.
Yeah.
And
you can fill an angle quite
and actually, in all other respects, it seems, it sounds, it feels okay. Let me try another one. So let's have a look. What do you think the initial separation is?
Oh, about 3 millimetres.
No, it's not that much.
And so the thickness of the rule book is 4 millimetres. So, and I would have said that was just 2.
Yeah.
But let's try and get a little bit closer. Yeah. Okay, so we're absolutely certain that's within 2.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got a slight problem that Brown hasn't travelled so far. However, let's measure it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 6 is a 30. That's never gone 30. It's the length of the court. So, yeah. So
What
just
were you saying that was?
so I would say that's a fault because
Okay.
5 to 1.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it
6
hasn't gone
6
through.
times 5 got to have gone 30.
Yeah.
Which it was never 30. Okay, folks. I just hope that was a helpful opportunity to just exercise, particularly these 8 to 1, 5 to 1, and the angles, and getting comfortable with those. I showed one. Did I show everybody? So whoever is the right person, I'm happy to send a PowerPoint that produced that for somebody to print off. Okay, so next question that Rob asked was, why is overlapping play such a huge penalty when other things like playing an opponent ball, which, according to this, play an opponent ball will be replace and replay? So, very good question. Funnily enough, I have a cue card. So this answers the full question about overlapping play. So can we just be confident in our minds what overlapping play is? So Roy plays his blue, while his blue is moving, I play my red. I have played overlapping play. So let's have a look. Both sides play overlapping, yes. What was the alternative? In doubles, so can you see number 2, further down, in doubles, one side plays overlapping strokes. So if Roy and I were playing you two, and Roy plays, and then I play, whoops.
That's wrong.
It's wrong ball, but it's also overlapping play, and overlapping play takes precedent. So we can't score any hoops by either of our balls, and you choose whether to replace and replay replace or leave the balls where they are, and then you play either of your balls. So when we play overlapping strokes, the same side, it's terribly easy. Yeah, we can't get any benefit, and you can choose whether to leave the balls where they are, depending on the tactical situation.
Both balls?
Yes, yeah, all balls. Yes, all balls. And we could have hit red and yellow and anything else. So we go back to the position before Roy played. Okay, and then you, yeah. So yeah, he's really cross to me again.
And you set it right in front, but you've got to go right back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And
Okay.
not get another go.
And we don't get another go. So
So who plays next then?
Australia.
Either ball.
Which ball?
Either ball. Do you see? It says
They can do red.
2.3.
Right.
Non-offending side plays either of their balls.
If they play red, then do you then play your
And we play black.
Yeah.
Yes, they
So you go in
reset.
sequence after that.
Yeah. So pretty stupid of me to play before blue has stopped, because pretty big penalty. All that, we can't gain any hoop points, and you get the tactical decision and whether to replace or leave, and which ball you're going to play, which will be governed again by the tactical situation. Yep.
It's useful to keep your eye open when you're playing someone who plays really fast.
Right, yeah.
How do you determine if somebody's the other opposition's played too soon? Because it could be down to a few seconds.
It could, yes.
It's only all against theirs potentially.
It is, you're so right, Karen. Yeah. And the penalty is quite draconian. So I can now feed back. So it's draconian for doubles. So you could argue, well, that was pretty stupid. You deserved the penalty.
You could also argue that you played when not entitled, so your shot could be annulled.
You could.
And Roy's shot.
Yes, which
stand.
So this takes precedent. The overlap and plays precedent. Okay, but it's a very good point, Rob, and I think we need to clarify that. We, the WCF, need to clarify that. But if you look at both sides play, so sorry about this, Kate, but Roy plays and then you play before his ball has stopped or left the court. Okay, so the non-striker by definition has played an unlawful stroke. Roy was the striker, you were not the striker, so you played an unlawful stroke. He played lawful stroke. Lawful, in other words, he didn't fault in playing his stroke. So all balls moved only by the unlawful stroke are replaced, and the non-striking side must deem the stroke that you've just taken. Okay. And the striker side then plays the next ball in sequence. Okay.
Interestingly, something you just said, you said all before it leaves the court.
Yes.
So once it's gone out of bounds,
Out of the court.
Still moving.
That the end of turn at the point it touches the boundary. Okay. So the argument that is made is that if you compare with the wrong ball, where we've got the annul, we've got the penalty area continuation, we've got ball swap, we've got replace and replay, this losing your turn is seen as being, by many, is seen as being too draconian. So I challenged Stephen Mulliner, ex-chair of the WCF, and his response to me was, well, just like offside rule and everything else, we are all meant to be on the alert to what is happening. So we, the WCF, do not want balls all going off at the same time in the same direction. We want to make sure that everything is done in sequence, because that is how the rules are written. They assume that every turn is in sequence. There's no parallelism. So we, the WCF, Stephen Mulliner, said, no, we're going to have this draconian, and we know it's draconian because that way we're going to stop people accidentally, and I mean that properly, accidentally playing because they know this is going to be serious. Having said that, there's significant discussion in the GC Rules Committee about whether to continue that and whether there's benefit in changing.
I think there's an inconsistency.
Okay.
If I'm playing I've won the toss, I'm playing blue, I just roll black out and have a practice. Get a feel for the lawn. Oh, sorry, I played the wrong ball. I get to put red back and now play blue.
Right.
I had a free practice turn by playing the wrong ball at the wrong time.
Okay, yeah. So that's a bit of an argument.
With no penalty.
Okay, yeah. So that's a bit of an argument about the wrong ball rule. Yes.
There's an inconsistency
but there's a link.
between the two situations.
Yeah. So we are aware, I'm saying we, in the WCF GC Rules Committee, is very sensitive to the point you've just made. I can't tell you what the outcome is because we haven't finalised the discussions.
I would think as a referee, if you did that again, I'd be saying it's a behaviour. You've done this before.
Yeah.
You're going to have having a practice turn.
That's right.
Yeah, but that's yours for life. That's yours for life because she's on your case. So we're talking about behaviour. Oh, we didn't do the what should we do? I haven't done court surface damage, which I promised to do. I would like to do that. However, I think we can probably just polish off this and then we'll finish on a high, shall we? out there. Okay, so playing with due dispatch. So that's what the rule is. You are to play with rule dispatch. What's the, there's an add-on to that, Peter. Do you want to expand on it?
If someone's got a deliberate process,
Yep.
they're playing with due dispatch.
Yep.
It's only when someone is actually mucking around and slowing down, particularly on the end of a time game, that this is meant to be applied.
Yes. So thank you. The sensitivity, isn't it, is at the end of a timed game, and scores are 6-all, and 6-5. Yeah, yeah. So there's that's the tension.
One of the tensions, if you're in that situation, your game's going to take half an hour. If it's an untimed game, it might be going to take you half an hour.
So the tournament manager is going da, da, da. Okay, so the tournament manager has one card he can play, which is to say, this is now a timed game. You've got 15 minutes left. So he's got some control on the time because he's trying to get 7 games in all in one day. So that's open to him. The referee, so what I've had to do this against another country, not Australia, in an international tournament, and I stood on the side of the court with a stopwatch and started timing each stroke, and a number of them went over a minute, quite a number, and it was not the process, it was the planning, and so so it was the best of 3. It happened, we noticed in the first game, I started timing the second game. Between those two, I got all sides together and said, these games are taking too long. We are timing, and some of them have taken more than 1 minute. We are now giving you an official warning that you're not achieving playing with due dispatch. And they got a bit better.
And what's the consequence if they don't?
Oh, well, then potential for losing the turn, potential for losing the match. Because it's being handled as a behaviour issue. Okay. Any more on that?
No, not on that, no.
No, but go on.
What's your attitude to calling out wrong ball from the sideline?
Thankfully in UK, in England, sorry, we have our tournament regulations made it crystal clear. So any player in the tournament, whether they are actually playing in the game or are watching on the sidelines, provided they are watching, they have an obligation to call out wrong ball.
All wrong time.
Okay. Also, because the referee may not be playing in the tournament, any referee appointed to the tournament who's then inactive, and so I know you have referees in charge, but you might have some inactive referees as well. So they, sitting in England, we have issued guidance that the inactive referee has an obligation to call out a wrong ball.
Ian, isn't that at the manager's discretion?
No.
No? Any
No.
of the tournaments is
No.
automatic?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is that before
And
or
is
after
that-
they hit it?
Both.
So if they see go to hit it?
Yeah. You say, yeah.
So does that go to the stroke about to be played?
Correct.
Or does it include the stroke that preceded?
How can that happen?
Well, somebody played the wrong ball.
Sure.
The players then moved to play.
The next ball.
They played black when they should have played.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah.
They should have played blue. They played black.
They
Then
played black.
steps
The
up
next
to play.
player went to play.
Yep.
Yellow.
Okay.
Because yellow.
I'm the
Played red because red would have followed blue.
Fine. I'm the inactive referee. I should have noticed the previous one, but I was having a cup of tea.
Yeah.
And I came back and I see this second wrong ball. I would call out wrong ball.
Right.
Okay? Now, I'm an inactive referee. I say nothing more. They don't know how to handle a wrong ball. So they will then ask the referee in charge or me to become an active referee by being called on. And then I will ask, well, what was the sequence of balls? That will reveal the previous wrong ball. And then I'll use my trusty guide and go through and answer each question and decide what was the most appropriate remedy for the last wrong ball. Yep, you're never remedying a previous wrong ball, but a previous wrong ball under row 3 will influence whether a penalty area continuation.
I faced that question when I was a member of the public watching games.
Ah, right. Well, you're not.
No obligation to
No.
Although it was in our competition, for which you're also allowed to be a referee. So you were a referee.
I wasn't a referee.
No, you're also in the competition.
No,
playing
you're
the competition.
inactive referee.
But it have to be appointed by the
Yeah, I
tournament.
wasn't
No,
playing.
you're also playing on the competition.
But
I
can we
wasn't
just
playing in
say,
that match.
If it's
this
Joe Buck.
English convention,
Yeah.
what happens in
Oh,
Australia?
well,
Peter?
you say what the public.
Sorry,
Wait.
Sorry.
Sorry?
In Australia, there's no clear guide.
Okay.
We tend to discourage spectators from joining in unless they're really, really sure this is the first incident. Because if it's a sequence, you intervene and you can help one side or the other. And the classic was I saw an Australian Championship in the final, went for 3 hoops, with all the audience knowing they were out of sequence, but none was dead saying it. Okay.
But I've also seen people call a wrong ball after a sequence at a time that's benefited them. And, it could have been games which I'm not sure.
Okay. So this is in England, we are relying on the independence of the referee. We're also relying on players who are under the obligation to announce it immediately, rather than waiting for the tactical, wait for the wrong ball to be played, and then he's going to have a ball swap or replace and replay, and that could be to advantage. So there's no perfect answer, but I can tell you what, and we are very clear about that responsibility that as we coach it.
But in England, the public should say nothing.
No, correct, yeah. Spectators. Okay, well, we've covered that, and we've done a little bit about videoing. So why don't we go outside and just have a look at this court surface damage as a final 3 potential areas of court surface damage. Well, it's not court surface damage.
If it was.
If it was. So that's off the court. So court starts there, court starts there. So we've done some lawn damage, but can we assume this is on the court?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So if you saw me, I've given the game away. So can you see that classic? So this would have happened because it was very soft ground and I had a really strong jump shot and probably caused some damage a bit like that. So a nice dish shape is really is the way I will assess that it's ball damage, so cannot be a fault. Okay.
Question on that one.
Yeah.
The lawn surface is actually soft enough.
Yep.
It can tear.
Yes.
and
Thank you.
make a different shape.
Yes. Thank you very much, Mark. Absolutely right. And I've got a photograph of it, of a tear there, which looks like a right angle tear, and striations of the ball with a little mound here, where it's compressed the grass, brought that up, and the mallet came through, and there was grass on the end of the mallet. So I judged it. I had to video it and judge it, and my judgment was it was ball damage, although on follow through the mallet had caught the mound that the ball had created. However, we're talking sophisticated stuff here. So
I've seen a video of Reg Bamford playing a jump shot
okay,
on a soft court.
yes,
That was eventually called court damage,
right,
and he had put that ball through the hoop.
yes,
And his opponent won that hoop,
right,
and then the match
okay,
on precisely that court.
right, okay. Well, God, I wasn't there.
No,
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
saying, that's why I'm aware of it.
But for us as referees, ball damage, not a fault. Mallet damage, those who were here would have seen me creating some mallet damage here. So, and there's some mallet damage here. So this, I have attempted to scuff the lawn, and here I dug an edge into the mallet. Do you want to come and look very, very closely at this court surface damage here? Look really, really, you can feel it lightly. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah. And actually, I can cause these most easily by playing my stroke and then being a little casual and letting this drop on the ground on soft surface, and I will cause something a bit like that. So we know it's mallet damage, but the question is it significant? And so you asked how we judge this in England, and we now have a very specific test. It involves rolling the ball. Maybe you have the same, rolling the ball?
Yeah, but it's not set.
Okay, all right. So ours is very specific. You are to roll the ball 6 inches from the damage with a strength that will take the ball 6 inches past. I think you can see the difference, can't you? Supposing I were to roll from here to there, well, it never deviated at all, okay? Whereas there's more likelihood of it deviating with a very short amount of roll. You might have noticed I've borrowed a mallet to do this. That's because I have found that I can't roll this ball accurately across. That was accidental, but good illustration. I found it very difficult to roll the ball accurately across the damaged area. So why not, and Stephen Mulliner has agreed, rather than roll with your hand, borrow a mallet and then just a gentle roll across. Yes. So that deviated, yeah, we saw that deviate. So at that I can immediately say fault, because there was a deviation there, okay? But maybe it didn't deviate, in which case I'd be required to do another at 60 degrees. Didn't deviate. Another at 60 degrees. Oh, didn't deviate. Yes, it did. So those three, 2 of them illustrated the fault, 1 didn't. but you only need one, and you can see how it's a short distance, and you're just trying to roll it that amount. So shall we try that now with the scuffed area? No, yes, but that was deviated there. Yeah. I wouldn't have think it would.
Is that across the scuff or along the scuff?
So, well, you could try it along, couldn't you? That's it. That would be your call. Actually, our definition is 60, 60, 60. And so you choose where you start your 60. Go on then. Yep. Remember, it's going to stop here. I'd call that clean. Yeah. What that has achieved, I'm glad to say, is to illustrate that sometimes it's quite obvious court surface damage, but actually it isn't it's obvious, but it's not significant. And I've had to do this tens and tens of times examining referees, and I've been surprised at how much damage one can create in a test environment, and it's actually clean.
So if you did see a shot where you've broken the surface
Yep.
of the grass, you can see the dirt underneath,
Yep.
you can call it without rolling the ball over it, can you not?
Oh yes, you can.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
The opponent, the person you called against, may say, "Could you please check that with the ball?"
They can ask you to do
They
it.
can ask. You then have got a judgment call as to whether you're going to
You can
accept
say,
that.
"Oh, look, I'm convinced."
Yeah,
that it is
exactly.
lawn damage,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
But,
Yeah. Yeah.
Rob and I had a difficult one where Rob's opponent was jumping in the middle of the hoop
Yes.
and certainly caused lawn damage, but whether it was significant or not.
Court surface damage.
Court surface damage.
Yes. Yes.
Because you couldn't really roll a ball around in the middle of the hoop.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. You'd have some difficulty.
Eventually I didn't roll a ball and made a subjective decision which didn't please Rob.
Okay. Yeah. In the end, as we all know, as referees may have to rely on 15.5, which is what best suits the judgment, the justice of the case. We just have to exercise judgment. Please do.
You see the ground where you're actually going to take the shot is really indented.
Yeah.
There's every chance that a rolled ball over that on a scuff will deviate.
Right.
So
be very careful.
Don't create.
Don't create the problem.
For the ref to come over.
Yeah.
Because it will be called.
Yeah. Thank you.
You could ask the ref to say, look,
Yeah.
I just want to show you
What it all is. Yeah. Give him the problem. The problem.
Going back to that example in the hoop,
Yeah.
you're saying deviation means deviating off the straight line.
Yeah.
Now what about if you play a gentle shot of the correct distance into that hoop hole damage and it stops the ball going much further than you would expect it to go?
So you're going to have to exercise a judgment as a referee. I can't, invent anything else.
No. It's not
The
a deviation, but it's stopping the
yeah,
ball.
yeah.
Well, that's what happened on that angle on that ball.
Yes, that.
As it stopped
yeah.
in the divot.
Yes, and so I would say, I would call that it was stopped by the damage. That's a deviation from the track, from what it should have done. Yeah. And rolling back. Yeah.
And just one other issue.
Yes.
You know how some people use a hammer.
Yes, yes.
And there's a few instances of obvious fault.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you have any comment on that?
Yes. I'm awfully aware of the potential for faults. in that situation. I've been asked a very helpful question. Maybe it's all about hammer strokes. Could I just finish off with a hammer stroke over here? Isn't this about the worst position possible, isn't it? So your ball's run through. We want to get blue up to that angle, and this is a stroke I would not play personally, but a number of people will play like that, and so we as a refereeing community have to be able to cope with that. So is this clean or not?
Yep.
So how do people judge?
Didn't touch the ball.
Didn't. So if there was no significant rise of the ball, it is judged that it was either double tap or probably a double tap, which the human eye is not being able to see, but I've come down and I've hit the ball's attempted to rise, and the mallet's hit it again, squirted it along. So hence a fault. Please don't ask me to try and do a clean one, because that's why I don't do these strokes. I will play this like that. But, so did that answer your question?
Yeah, good question.
So it's got to rise.
Yes.
Now, it's not going to rise, it's not a jump shot, but it will come off the surface, sufficient for you to be able to see it. All good? Okay, I'm conscious that
We're
Rob...
3 o'clock, so we're bang on
Yeah.
time. Is there anything further people need to finish up with? No? Because I think the gate ballers are looking forward to it.
Excellent, excellent.
Thank
Thank you, and well done, Pam. Thank you, Roy. Thank you.
And can I make a big thank you to Rob through whose contact and hard negotiation.
Well done, Rob. Thank you. Bravo. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.